we are now hitting the most amount of shots I've ever taken in a row. That's horrible! I hate you. I hate you. You represent everything bad about everything than you. I'm 85% confident in YouTube's terms and conditions that it's perfectly okay to brazenly lift somebody else's video idea as long as you put a super lazy spin on it. Unfortunately, I think it's also in YouTube's terms and conditions that you can't monetize videos with alcohol abuse. So let's see how this goes. That's what today is, guys. I'm Gary the Gremlin, and usually you just see me review them damn toys, but today, we're doing 10 Bots, 10 Shots, made famous by YouTube's own Toy Grind, also known as Thew Adams. I've decided to rebrand it under the very appropriate name, TRICERASHOTS, which my girlfriend told me and I learned last night is also the name of a Transformer, which seems very fitting for this channel. A good warning first, however. I know a lot of my audience is young. Drink responsibly, huh? Okay? Or don't drink at all, if you're of age. I mean, it's perfectly respectable. Trying to dissuade them from being alcoholics. Okay, yeah. This is going to be the most number of shots I've done in one continuous go, and it's gonna be torture. I'm doing this safe today. I've got like 2 spotters in the room with me. Don't do this at home. Also, subscribe for the love of Stegosaurus. Why did I write that? What did I mean by that? If this is somehow your first video of mine, know that this is not a thing I do on a regular basis, and usually we have like YouTube's best toy reviews, so if you want that, subscribe for that. With all that out of the way, my friends, let's get started. My lame switch up for this series is that I'm not just sticking to Transformers. That's how we're making ourselves different from Thew Adams' original series. In a giant, ominous bin that I'm looking at right over there right now, I've got Transformers, I've got dinosaurs, there may even be a Power Ranger or 2 in there. My girlfriend will select one out, and it will be genuinely random because I think she knows the names of like 4 dinosaurs, so she has no bias. Anyways, I take a shot, then she randomly picks one and I talk about it. We'll see exactly how far we make it. I intend this to be 10 shots and 10 toys, but who knows? Cheers. Oh, why am I so scared? Oh, okay. This is a wild one to start on. I have no idea what this is. This is a pretty fun one to start on. So, I originally was born in Morgantown, West Virginia. Spoiler, just doxed myself. My address was 1234 Smith Lane. I'm cutting that out. That was not funny or good. This, I believe, is a toy of an iguanodon owed to the fact that it's got these giant thumb spikes. But I've tried to Google so many times what this thing may be, and I've never found any answer for it. If you guys in the comments know what this is, I would love to hear your thoughts. Because we had a housekeeper for like a summer because we were getting ready to move, and they were trying to like, you know, get the place really nice and keep it nice for when people were touring. And I think that housekeeper thought I was like cute or something because I was like 4 or 5. And she brought me this toy one day. And it was very sweet of her. But it has no information on it anywhere. Like, you know, usually there's a text that tells you, oh my God, there is a text on it. A copyright symbol with no company name, 1992, M.T, China. No clue what that is. If that helps anyone, any of you YouTube comment sleuths, let me know. But it's a decent toy. It was the biggest dinosaur toy I had for a long time. It's got, you know, it's just got a basic rotation on the tail, each of the limbs. It's got an eerie quality to it that almost makes it feel like handmade. Like if this were a horror movie, I'm sure this would be like a cursed item that I wasn't supposed to touch. It's actually painted pretty nicely. It's got like a lot of black dry brushing on it and this nice yellow, and I like the blue there. He's got these big, sad, droopy eyes, and I love it. It's my special guy. I'm sure many of you will instantly recognize as being Pachycephalosaurus and being the weirdest toy of this species that's ever made. This is from the original Jurassic Park 2 toy line, The Lost World. And I find it so funny that in the toy line, they had one that I own back home that's like perfectly sized, you know, next to a human. And then they also made this one that's maybe 3 times the size of what it should be. And it's just this big, ugly, strange thing. And then it's got the most horrible gimmick of all time, which is you push that in and then you... Oops! Hey buddy, are you good? That's never happened before. So I got this from a thrift store for like $2 when I went to Tennessee and saw the Grand Ole Opry. That's there, right? Am I right? Yeah. And it's one of those original Kenner toys. It's really nice because it's got so much amazing sculpting on it. But one thing that I feel like people don't really say that often about Kenner, there's just blind praise for Kenner toys. And I'm drunk, so I'm gonna say it, is that the gimmicks on all of them suck. I don't think there's a Kenner toy with like a really good gimmick. A lot of them are just like the arms slightly move, or like this guy, it feels like some sort of like weird body horror thing where his head can go back in and shoot out like a turtle. This is a really wild thing. I don't know. I still like this toy because it's a weird one. Now mine is broken, which I think is a very consistent problem on these. I had been lucky so far, and this had not happened to me. Overall, just a funny little weirdo Friar Tuck with his head stuck down in there. I do hate the Lost World Pachycephalosaurus design. I've said this before in reviews. The Stygimoloch design from Fallen Kingdom is so much better. I think the colors are so much more pleasing. I think it just looks like an animal and it doesn't look like a weird man inside of like a rubber Godzilla suit. And that, I do not like this one. This might be my least favorite thing in the Lost World Jurassic Park, except for the scene where she kills a velociraptor using gymnastics. Okay, let's do cut in 3. Ah, Horatio, I knew him well. I think that's the line in Shakespeare, right? Don't cut unless I say cut. Is it tequila?
Yeah.
I love tequila. Quick! Quick! Bring me a token. I know who this is. This is... No, it's Snart. I know you guys are mostly fans of Jurassic Park. I have 33,500 subscribers that are just here because of Jurassic Park, and I have 500 subscribers that are here because they like Transformers as well. So please don't click off the video at this point. You gotta stay through the whole thing. I filmed the whole thing. You better like, comment, and subscribe. This is Snart. I think he's probably one of the more recognizable Dinobots. You may not know the name of him, but you know Grimlock. Huh?
Isn't his name Snarl and Snart was a mess-up?
Well, yeah, his name is Snarl. I should say that. His name is Snarl, and I just call him Snart because of a joke, because there's this really funny catalog image where they misspelled Snarl, and they called him f***ing Snart. Who names their son Snart? Me, I named my son Snart. This is my son, and he's one of my favorite. He's weird, though. He's just a little bit weird. There's some jank with his legs. In the position where he's standing straight, they look like they're too far forward, but that's just owed to the fact that his legs are 1/4 of a dinosaur, just there as a shin and a foot and all that. But it's a really smart toy, and he just looks gorgeous, doesn't he? Something about the Dinobots just remind me of Christmas so much. because they're just so red and gold and gorgeous. I don't get techno babble from this guy. I get like Christmas warm fuzzies, which is nice. I love them. I guess we're gonna try to transform him. I haven't transformed this guy in a long time. He was back at my parents' house for a while. These Dinobots are pretty simple for a leader class. You know, you have some leader classes that get pretty complex. The Studio Series movie Megatron, the Bumblebee movie one, that was a thing, wasn't it? I hear people talk about it all the time, like I own it. People talk about it like it's the second coming of Optimus Prime, where they're like, this is the best Studio Series figure ever. It's so amazing at posing, which, in all honesty, of course, it is. But that's really all it's good at. And that's not good. It should have an alt mode that looks good. They really seriously messed up by trying to make it a triple changer, which I don't think works, because neither of the alt modes look convincing at all. Sorry, that was a really big tangent. Dinosaur fan viewership just went down like they don't know what I was on about. Ooh, that's a nice good ratchet, ain't it? Oh yeah, look, this is a fun step. I want to pull them in half. That's a reference to Transformers the movie 2007, by the way, if you're not cultured. This is Snart in Stegosaurus form, and he's just a little pile of lard, ain't he? Look at him. What is going on with this nut of a thing? This is gonna be my most bleeped episode ever, I'm sorry. The paint on him is amazing. I really love the gold on him. Some people really complain because the gold on his face and the paint gold don't really match up at all. Like, this looks very yellow, but I think it's fine. I know you guys are tired because all I ever talk about is paleo accuracy, so I should logically hate this considering how much I talk about paleo accuracy, but this might be my favorite Stegosaurus. He's so dumpy and fat and cute. There's so little emphasis put on the Thagomizer, which is like the most famous thing about Stegosaurus, as well as the plates. His plates are so tiny, but there's so much emphasis for some reason put on his giant fat ass. But it's a Stegosaurus designed all wrong. This toy is pretty cool. I wish it had more articulation, of course. You know, some of the third-party Dinobots have managed to give them like neck articulation and tail articulation and mid-joint and all stuff like that, which of course this guy doesn't have any of that for like $55. I still really love him. Wait, let's do a comparison. Ugh. This was a comparison I really wanted to do in my official review, and I didn't get around to it because, like I said, I didn't have him. But this is the Hammond Collection Stegosaurus and motherfucking Snart. Two best friends in my book. Look at them. Let's make them kiss. Great stuff. He's gonna stay with me here too. My two best friends. All right, let's rock and roll. And perhaps, what is this?
I hope you like it.
Tell us what it is.
Please don't tilt it. It's my attempt at a green tea shot.
Not bad. All right. Let's keep going. My friends.
Do they go together?
Yes, my loves. This here, I'm not even sure what this line was exactly called. It was Animal Planet something. I'll put the name up. And this is their Liopleurodon. And this is their general plesiosaur. I don't think it had a name like Elasmosaurus on it or something, but it is just a general plesiosaur. And as I'll show in the close-ups, these things have been well loved. If you can't notice, his neck won't stay up because these guys came with me every time we went to the neighborhood pool or to the bathtub or anything like that. These two were my two closest dinosaur friends, even though they're not dinosaurs. So much that the Elasmosaur's flipper broke off so I had to glue it back on permanently. So it's always stuck outwards like that, kind of like it's doing the Elon Musk salute. It's a very tyrannosaur head. I have to imagine that someone, when designing this toy, when sculpting it, just searched up on Google, some sort of dinosaur search word, and they just saw a T-Rex head, and for some reason that's what they sculpted onto this. Oh my God, there's a joint in the head? I've never noticed that. Oh no, I think I'm breaking it. But it's a lovely toy. I love how there's like barnacles sculpted all over it. The sculpting is really great. The paint is amazing. It's got this kind of iridescent dry brushing over certain parts of it, but the black and gray is like a fantastic color, like paired with the cream. This is honestly such a lovely thing. I was looking on eBay to see how much it would cost to get a brand new one, and it is not cheap because many people also love this, I think. And this is their Liopleurodon. And again, the color scheme is just killing it. This is perfect. I mean, it's pretty much just an orca with some blue thrown in there. But he's got a pretty fun little gimmick right there that still works fine because it's one of those lame ones. I hate when the jaw starts open and then you press the button to close it. That's not the way it should be. It should be the jaw is always closed and then you press the button to open it so that it closes again. Like, that's the smart way to do it. But they both have some great complementary color schemes, and I'm a really big fan of these guys. You can see the wood glue on the back of his fin from where I had to glue this guy's fin back in as well. These were so heavily loved, so amazingly loved. They're really great. You can kind of hold them like a gun. This is my roommate's cup, and he really wanted to insist this be in the video. It's full of whiskey. He painted it. He's really proud of it, and I'm really proud of him too. That's the show. Today we're going to be doing a reading on my favorite book, Outrage by Vincent Bugliosi. Well, here I go again. These are the words I am saying to myself after once again, in parentheses, by writing this book, being drawn back into the Simpson case after vigorously trying to remove myself. Bro, no one cares. All right, we've got shot number 5, maybe. Let's go. Tasty. Dinobot. Okay. Now we talk a lot about, what do we talk about? Dinosaurs on this channel. And this is another Transformer, so please don't click off the video. I like Transformers as well. And you guys should too, because there's a lot common among all these toy collecting things. And one thing this guy has in common with dinosaurs is that he is a dinosaur, and he's a pretty ugly one. This is from Transformers Kingdom, and it's the Dinobot from Beast Wars, which is not to be confused with the Dinobots, which is a group from Transformers G1. Whole big mess right there. This toy I feel like is really amazing in bot mode and has one big confusing decision in dinosaur mode, which is the head sculpt. I do not get the head sculpt on this guy. It's just like, I don't know. There's actually a couple confusing things here, okay? First off, I don't know if you can tell, but he has a lot of this slightly gray paint on him that is almost the exact same shade as the brown that the plastic is made out of. What's the point of painting him if you're gonna make it almost the exact same color that he's made out of, right? But this toy is pretty ingenious for how it works for just a Voyager, for a $30 toy back when I bought it. Voyagers are like 36 bucks now, that's insane. But I think I got this guy for like 28 or something. There is a bit of ugliness on this guy with just like parts from the robot mode that show up in this mode, like the purple tail tip, or these weird little like blue spots, plus the eye on the back of the thigh. But that's just kind of a necessary evil of how the transformation works. Also, he has massive dino boobs. Like, there's these giant golden boobs right here, which is a weird sore spot, because these parts, I'm pretty sure, I could completely be talking out of my ass here, but I'm pretty sure in the CGI model from the show, these hip spheres are brown. So I don't get why they're colored gold, because it makes them really stand out. And it looks like he's got some massive dino mammaries up there. All in all, as a transformer, he's not that offensive, because it's, you know, the alt mode almost kind of always comes second to the robot mode, which is a fantastic robot mode. So let's go there now. His tail comes off to become a shield. Shield my ass. Looks nothing like a shield. Oh my God, this guy's transformation is horrible. It's not horrible, it's very smart. But when you are a nebulous amount of shots deep, it is very rough. It's not a good deal. What is up with his sword being purple? His sword was silver in the... His sword was silver in the show. I get there's that one shot in that famous episode where, rest in peace, Dinobot, but there's that one sword shot where he holds it up in the air like He-Man, and he's like, I must do what's right. Isn't that crazy? I'm talking about a character that's so emotional and I love him so much, but he also talks like that. He's like, I am Dinobot. But he's so cool. I think this is consecutively, we are now hitting the most amount of shots I've ever taken in a row because we are at 6. This is a shot of shit with a little bit of blood in the bottom. That's horrible. What was that?
It was raspberry vodka and grenadine.
That was terrible. It tasted like cough syrup. Ugh. That tasted like you distilled 400 cough drops into pure hatred and put it in my body. Hey! Hey! This is my best friend in the whole world. This is the Jurassic Park. This is from that weird line that I really love, that I've talked about all the time in my YouTube shorts. It's a line... the Jurassic Park 2009, maybe 2012, either of those years, repaint line. It's mostly just repaints, and it was a Toys R Us exclusive, like one of our earlier guys on this list, like these guys. But this was actually Jurassic Park, and this was a bunch of repaints, mostly of Jurassic Park 3 toy line toys, the toys sculpted by Hasbro. But this was one of the original ones in that line. There were 2 original sculpts in that line, the Pachyrhinosaurus and the Allosaurus. And I still have... Sorry, the camera just ran out of card space, so we're on a new card now. But as I think I was saying, because I lost my place, this is an awesome toy. Funnily enough, J-Mike, Ron, go get the Pachyrhinosaurus. It looks like this, it's brown, it's the same color brown. It's on the shelf with the D-Rex. This was sculpted, of all people, by David Silva, the same man who was running Creative Beast Studios, which make the Pachyrhinosaurus that is about to appear in my hand. This Pachyrhinosaurus. And I have to think that there's some sort of through line that connected. These are pretty much the same color scheme. You've got the same dark brown red and then a light bluish color. I love this guy. He's I think the first Beast in Mesozoic figure. I really love him. But this guy kind of predates him by a long time. It's pretty basic. There's just some articulation. If you pull this leg, his head ruts up, which is nice. He does have jaw articulation. This was a childhood favorite of mine. I always wanted a big Triceratops toy, but I never had one. And this kind of filled that void. He's got this cool skin patch that you can pull out, and now he's got some dino damage going on. It's kind of the most realistic looking of them. I always love how the dino damage effects on these toys always show like a bit of bone or something, when like, I don't think there's any wound you'd get in your side that would be deep enough to show bone, that you wouldn't be dead. Well, he doesn't show any bone, so that's a good realistic thing. Point is, this toy is amazing. It's like the wonderful predecessor to Beast of the Mesozoic. It's got so much detail sculpted into it, and there's no paint spared. Every toenail is painted. The full underbelly is painted. There's so intricate painting on its face. It looks so cool. It's even got like a bit of weathering to the black areas on its horn. It looks so cool. It also came with this guy. I don't know, I don't have much to say about him. He came with a machine gun, I think, or maybe a grabbing claw or something that I lost. I put, like a stupid idiot, I put all my action figure, like when I was a kid and I would play with my toys all the time, I took all my human figures and I took all their machine gun accessories and all that, and I stuck them all in this shoebox. I have no clue where that is. I've searched 3 or 4 times at my parents' house, in the attic, everywhere for it. No clue where it is. Because I really want to review this set. Because he's got some good articulation. He's even got a wrist swivel and like a good elbow joint. All sorts of good articulation for how small of a figure it is. He's got double jointed knees, which is a crazy thing for like a little mainline figure. But I don't know where any of that is. Woo! I don't know. There's a very sweet sort of evolution here, I find, where, you know, this was my childhood toy that I loved so much and I spent so much time playing with when I was a kid. And then here comes along this Beast of the Mesozoic version that I got when I was like 16 or 17. And it's very lovingly seems like a homage to this original toy. I should note that there are some glaring paleontological inaccuracies with this design, such as he has horns, which is a weird thing. I think this was before it was generally acknowledged that Pachycephalosaurus had, Pachyrhinosaurus had a giant boss on its nose like this instead of a horn. So he's got a horn, but I don't know, this is just an amazing toy. It's really iconic. I've talked before about how I'd save up every year for the one time a year we'd go to Toys R Us on the way to visit my grandparents. And I'd always save up to get all the Jurassic Park exclusive toys I could get from Toys R Us, because that was the big highlight. And this guy, even though he was a Toys R Us exclusive, I did not get him at Toys R Us. One day, I think I was just with my mom as she was doing some shopping, and we went by Ross, and they had this guy, and I was so excited. He was on discount. I got this thing for like $12 back in the, and you know, this was pre-inflation and the president. I think this set originally with, you know, a good toy and a good action figure and all the accessories was like maybe $20 back in the day. And I got it for 12, which is honestly insane. I still have the box from it. Well, I don't. I do not have the box from it. But back when I was a kid, I had all my artwork of dinosaurs and I would tape them on the wall at my house. And I cut out the box logo that says Jurassic Park and I taped it to my wall. Well, it wasn't on my wall, it was on my closet doors, which were a double closet door. So I cut it in half so it was right in the middle. So the doors would open and it was in the middle. And then I eventually taped it back together, and I still have it back at my house on my shelf that I would put all my dinosaur toys. So there's so much love for this guy in my heart because he's such a sweet thing, and he means genuinely so much to me. There's a kind of thing where, like, you know, this is my snart. This is my snart, and I like this snart. It's my snart. But if a guy walked up to me on the street and was like, hey, I'd like to smash your snart with a hammer, can I do that? And he offers me a brand new snart in package, I'd be like, yeah, awesome. I'd love to see you smash it, as long as I get a replacement snart. He doesn't matter to me. This toy matters to me, this specific copy. You could give me a new Pachyrhinosaurus and I would not care about it, because this guy has a special connection to me and my relationship with what is now my job, which is actually insane. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see. Got a growing little collection over here. Oh, what is this?
Malibu.
Oh! Malibu, I love Malibu. Malibu, Horatio. Sorry, that was a callback to earlier in the episode. Oh, we're just running the gambit on childhood toys, aren't we? This is really sweet. These are Playmobil I don't even know what line this would be, of course, because I don't keep up with Playmobil. But these are Playmobil dinosaur toys. This is the Spinosaurus and the Triceratops and its baby. Aren't they so cute? Aren't these things so pleasing? I feel like this is, it just kind of apes off the Jurassic Park 3 design, which is fine. It's what everyone was doing at the time. You know, you just make your Spinosaurus slightly brownish gray, give it some red on the sail, give it these proportions, which would have been expected at the time, and boom, Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. I think that's what it was in my head, even though I got this thing so young. This might be one of the oldest dinosaur toys I have here, because I know I still got this when we lived in Morgantown, and I would have been 4 or 5. And I remember the toy store we got it at, because we used to go there all the time, and it's where I got a lot of my giant stuffed animals and stuff. But you know, for a Playmobil toy, this is pretty good. I'm sure I have some fans out there that also like Playmobil, because YouTube is a big place. But it's got a lot of articulation, even if some of it looks a little weird. Even an articulated tongue, right? That's kind of extra. I don't know how Playmobil goes, but it's such a cute version of a Spinosaurus with the all brown eyes, and it's same for all 3 of these. The right level of detail that they look so cute. And get this, that Hammond Collection Triceratops does not have mouth articulation, but the Playmobil Triceratops has mouth articulation. Take notes, Mattel, okay? Your days are numbered. And it's a giraffe spotted Triceratops, which is an interesting pattern. I really like the difference between the really cute baby. It's so sweet. I could fit him in my mouth. They painted the nails on the adult all the way. There's all the detail you want. It's kind of basic, but it's so well detailed and perfect for a kid's toy. It got so much articulation. I played with these so much when I was a kid. My sister had a giant Barbie Cinderella castle, right? This is some real Gary the Gremlin lore. But playtime when I was a kid with my parents and my siblings would always be, I wanted to do Barbie dinosaur is what I called it. Because my sister had all her Barbie toys, and you know, I looked up to my sister, of course, so I wanted to play with her toys as well. And my sister's older than me, duh. She had this giant Barbie castle that's somewhere in our basement. And I would pretend it was the visitor center from Jurassic Park, because it has the same generic triangle shape. I'd pick a random amount of Barbies that would be like Alan and Ellie and John Hammond and Dr. Wu and whoever, and then we'd play with the dinosaurs like this to terrorize them, and that was so fun. So, you know, of course, I have those childhood memories embedded into these toys, so they're always going to be favorites of mine. I have the T-Rex as well, a very green, very 80s depiction of a T-Rex with the neck kind of forced backwards like that, which is an excellent toy. But mine is missing an arm, and it cannot, the joints on it are so loose that it cannot stand or hold its neck up, so I didn't bring him for this. This is what the Hammond Collection one should have been. This guy is a loving attempt. I like how the feet are done on him, because let's talk about that. Because Playmobil figured this out way back in like 2007 or whenever this toy came out, but it took Mattel until like maybe 2023 to figure this out, which is so obvious. Which is, if you want to have the nails and the dew claw a different color, just mold a separate piece of plastic and attach it to the bottom of the foot. That's so smart. It prevents paint chipping, which is a genius thing, and then also it looks great from like this angle, of course. I mean, it doesn't look good from the underneath, but who cares about that? They've been doing that on a lot of the recent figures. I talk about it every review, of course. The recent D-Rex and the Spinosaurus both had that, and it's really great. I love whenever they do that. Oh, and then, he's so cute. Ah! You guys know I love my Action Master Grimlock, but this baby boy might just become the new channel mascot. Because isn't he so cute? He gets a kiss. I love him. We gonna rock it down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. That's going in the video.
It's not.
It is, I'm sorry. What is this, 8? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought the last one was 7. Okay, it's 7.
8.
8! We're doing 8! You guys know that song? You gotta rock down to Electric Avenue. Loves that song. What's this?
Blue Curacao syrup with vodka.
That's kind of basic. Okay, so here's the thing. I've talked about a Hammond Collection Concavinator 3 or 4 times on the channel. I made a short about it in the past because I love it so much. I made the full review on it when I got it. And then I made it in the Hammond Collection ranking. I talked about it again. But this is my girlfriend's favorite dinosaur that I own for some godforsaken reason. I don't know why. She just picked it out one day and she called it Timmy. She was like, Timmy, I love Timmy. Beyond that, this is a great figure. I really love him. He's part of the Hammond Collection's initiative to just do f***ass weird dinosaurs. Where it's like, yeah, this thing was in a movie for 2 seconds. Are we gonna do this before we do really important dinosaurs like the Indoraptor or Nasutoceratops or stuff like that? Sure. We're gonna include some random dinosaur that wasn't even living in the movie. This thing was a stuffed mount in a display case, but we got a fully articulated, really good figure of it. Whatever. I really like this guy. I think he got relatively high in the ranking list, which there's another one of those coming out. Stay tuned for that. He's really posable. He looks really good. I really like the color scheme with him. It's kind of the same blue that's going on with this Pachyrhinosaurus, isn't it? But with this bit of orange in it that looks really nice, and the kind of greenish tan on his belly. Horatio, I knew you well. Concavinator didn't have 4 fingers, and this toy has 4 fingers. And that is weird. I don't get why that's there. I wish he had the rubber teeth. His teeth are the one sore spot, I think, on this figure. They're very white, and they're very not rubbery looking. They're very, just thick and lame looking. I wish they were like on the new figures, but his nails are all painted, which is great, like mine. And he's got so much paint on him, which is great. He's got this brown that fades in, as well as all the orange detailing. And the orange becomes more red as it moves along his body. This might, if we were just to count paint colors, this might be the most complex Hammond Collection figure, which is, you know, he's got that going for him. I did get him at a whopping deal. I was with my friend in, I almost just doxed myself. I was with my friend back at my parents' place, that town, and we went to Target to look for like shirts and stuff, because that's what me and that friend do. And you know who you are if you're watching this. I know you're subscribed. This guy was on sale for $6.95 with tax and whatever. I got him for like $7.13 or $20 or something like that. It was ridiculous. Because this is a toy that costs $22. Why can't we get back to there in the Hammond Collection, right? There used to be a time where these toys were always on deep discount. Mattel only releases like a little bit of them at a time, and then they immediately sell out. Like, you guys know the situation with both the Hammond Collection Spinosaurus and now the Hammond Collection Buck T-Rex. Mattel made a really limited supply of each, and then they only release so many of them, and then they're impossible for fans to get, and I really hate that. This guy was probably the last Hammond Collection figure I managed to get at a deep discount, because up until this guy, or until after this guy, I think I got every single one at discount. None of them were like full price, because they used to just shelf warm like crazy. But now the line is popular, and now they're so much money. Like, comment, and subscribe. Become a channel member. Help me pay for this dinosaur addiction that I go through. Okay guys, we're on phone now because the camera, I've officially run out of space. I don't know what's gonna happen to my iCloud when I try to upload all this shit, but we're just going with it. Oh, I know this. This is an old favorite.
This was per his request.
I like green tea shot. What's the quote from Dante's Inferno? A quote from Dante's Inferno. A book I started reading once because I wanted to feel smart, and then I got bored and stopped reading it. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. This is the Jurassic World Stomp and Strike T-Rex. This was a gift from my grandparents for Christmas, and honestly, I should not have asked for it, and they should have kept their money. This thing is horrible. This thing is horrible in every sense of the word. Does this look like a T-Rex at all to you? I mean, sure, it's got the general idea down of, yes, it's a theropod, but this doesn't look right to anyone, does it? I've said this before in previous reviews, but it looks more like a shark puppet. It looks like one of those dollar store toys. It doesn't look like a thing that should have cost $55 back when it did. It's got a horrible gimmick where it goes, and then the feet occasionally stomp. And it's just horrible rubber on the tail and on the neck. And then it's this hard squeaky plastic that, listen to it, you can hear it. I hate this thing. It's honestly amazing that I have not thrown it away yet. It's a horrible thing with tons of cracks and rips in it, and it looks horrible and it feels horrible, and I hate it. I remember the original review I made of this, and there were people in the comments that defended it. And what is happening in your life that you need to defend this thing? This thing is horrible. This thing sucks. This thing is beyond bad. I try to keep a generally positive output. You shut the fuck up. I try to keep a generally positive output on this channel, and it's hard to with this thing in the room. I can't think of more creative words to say than it sucks. I'm at a loss right now, partly because the 8 or 9 shots I've taken, I don't remember, and then also because I'm tired. I'm tired of this guy's bullshit. I'm tired of him being in my life. I think at some point I will film a video of me putting this in the fire and burning it. Why didn't they put any effort into this line? Can we talk about Jurassic World for a minute? Can we talk about Jurassic World 2015? Because Jurassic World 2015 has always been a weird spot for me, where I either love it or I hate it, right? Sometimes I wake up some mornings and I'm like, oh, I love Jurassic World. Sometimes I wake up some mornings and I'm like, that movie's such a headache. It's a movie that, a la Gremlins 2, is a satire, right? And it's a critique of the first movie while being a soft reboot. So Jurassic World is a soft reboot, practically the same generic plot as Jurassic Park 1, but with the added benefit of it's 30 years later than the original Jurassic Park. So it decides to be a smart thing. It's, instead of, the first Jurassic Park was a commentary on mankind's relationship with scientific just experimentation, right? Genetics. And it was a warning about what can happen, the dangers of going too far with that. And then Jurassic World, instead of being the exact same theme, which is a smart thing, they decided to be a critique of theme park culture. But that does not make sense when you, in fact, are one of the largest theme parks in the world. There's a Jurassic Park UK, there's a Jurassic Park America, there's a Jurassic Park Japan that you can visit at Universal Studios, right? Jurassic World the movie is a good critique of commercialism and capitalism and the idea of just like theme parks and generally just toxic like fan culture, right? Where, they have to create this insane super hybrid dinosaur just to keep people's attention. And that's a satirical, comment on how we consume things as a society. But then I don't think that critique holds up at all when the movie was one of like the top 50 highest grossing films of all time upon release. It broke box office records. It was the biggest movie. And then like, you try to be like, oh no, but we are a critique of, consumerism. No, you're not. That line in the movie where they're like, Indominus Rex, sponsored by Verizon Wireless. That line is funny. it doesn't hold up when the movie was actually sponsored by Verizon Wireless. That's like if South Park made a critique of Trump, but they were actually sponsored by Trump, right? That doesn't make sense. You can't be both. If you're gonna be a scathing critique of consumerism, you can't also be the king of consumerism. I hate you. I hate you. You represent everything bad about everything. Let's do another shot.
Fireball.
All right, shot 10. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys, please. I don't know how I can do this. I don't know how it's gonna fit in my stomach.
Do it slow.
If we could get like a Mortal Kombat, like X-ray of my liver, and just go, and just, or it's so full of just alcohol. Fireball. I misspoke very strongly in my Hammond Collection Spinosaurus review because I said that that was the first Spinosaurus figure I'd ever gotten, but I honestly forgot about this because, to be honest, it is not my toy. It is my brother's. The same thrift shop where I bought this guy, my brother bought this, and then he eventually was just like, you can have it, I don't care. But this is from the original Jurassic Park 3 toy line, and this is the Aqua Attack Spinosaurus. So this is a repaint of a small Spinosaurus toy from the line, but with some very unique colors. And this is the kind of thing I wish the Hammond Collection would do every once in a while. Look at that arm gimmick. You press that button on his spine and his arms go. He's an adorable little deco. It's almost like a kind of like, what if Spinosaurus was in the Arctic Circle? Because it's a very purpley pinkish garnet kind of color. I just named 3 colors, but it's one of those. And then it's got a very white undertone with this bright blue, this bright metallic blue. And I really like it. I'm gonna talk about it more in my review of the Buck T-Rex. I don't know if I like it as much as the, what is it called? Extreme Camo Spinosaurus that was also in this line. They really got their mileage out of this toy. I think there's 3 or 4 different repaints of it. The mouth doesn't move, which is a weird thing, but who cares? Who cares? Articulation isn't everything. The sculpt is better, and the love is better. My Googly Gang. Frankly, I do not know how exactly we got here, because I at most expected I was gonna get to 7 shots. We got one more shot. This is shot number 1111. This is Pink Whitney, I believe, because I can see. I spilled some. Fuck. Oh, my pants are wet. All right, for the last toy of this review, we have something very special. This is my life-size Velociraptor stuffed animal that I made. I should probably cover this in more detail. I made this senior year high school. I've always been into making stuffed animals. I just have a knack for it. I love sewing, and it's my outlet for making them. I make custom stuffed animals all the time. And this was the pinnacle of all my experience and all my knowledge making stuffed animals that I went, I'm gonna make my favorite thing ever, which is a life-size dromaeosaurid. I think this cost around $70 to make. I had a lot of the materials already, but I had to buy a lot of fur for this. And then Amazon, after I bought these materials, kept suggesting furry stuff to me, like, oh, do you want to buy a butt plug? And I'm like, what do you mean by that? This is a life-size Velociraptor that I made. It's got a full skeleton made out of chicken wire and armature wire, so it can be posed all over the place. As well, it's got a good heft to it. It's pretty lightweight, maybe like 20, 30 pounds, but it can be thrown. It can be thrown around. It's got a giant wooden block in its center to give it some weight. It's all faux fur, because I don't believe in killing animals, and I wouldn't do that to get fur. And it's caught on my Zoom recorder wire. And I really love it. It sits in the corner of my review room all the time. And I should probably make a full review of it. Look at I bought a bunch of goose feathers, which is what makes up its tail and its forearms. It's not entirely scientifically accurate. It is what I was straining for, but there were some regards in which I was like, I'm gonna let this go because it would cost a lot more money to make the arms fully feathered and such. I based it on the colors from the Beast of the Mesozoic Dromaeosaurus figure, the original one, not the Fan's Choice one. And it taught me a lot of lessons in making stuffed animals. There's a couple things I would definitely change if I made a part 2. As in, I would make the skeleton a lot more sturdy. It cannot stand on its own, which is fine because it's a stuffed animal. But I would make the thighs are made out of chicken wire, and so is the internal body, but the legs aren't. So it really cannot stand on its own. If I made this again, I would make the legs out of chicken wire so it can stand on its own, because it's so cute. The lady at Hobby Lobby looked really confused at me when I bought a lot of this material. I don't know what else to say on it. I feel like I've said the same thing 10 times. Thank you guys for watching this review. This has been the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. I know I may have said that 12 times in the video. I'm really thankful for all you fans. I'm really thankful for you guys supporting me, watching my content, liking this stuff, because it's honestly my dream idea of a thing to do, is to, make YouTube videos and get paid for it. I think that's about it for the video. Probably. I'm Gary the Gremlin. I've had a terrible time doing this, but I hope you had a great time watching it. Make sure to go check out the community tab, because we've got so many fun going ons there. There's so many people posting all the time, showing cool photos. There's some real friends that I've made over there through content, and I love seeing your guys' stuff. I think there's a lot of creators out there that don't watch what their fans are doing, and I'm not like that. I read all your comments, and I see all your community posts, and I'm like, hey, I like that. So this is Gary the Gremlin, over and out. Goodbye. Roll the end credit music.